Hey guys, welcome back to my channel for another video. It's Natalie here, and today we're talking all things YouTube. Specifically, I want to share with y'all how I grew last year and how you're going to see growth this year as you grow your YouTube channel. So I'm going to share with y'all 7 steps today, and the 7th one is how to actually make money on this app. So make sure you guys watch until the end. But the first step, very simple: choose a niche. Now, there's always this debate. Should I choose a niche? Should I focus on one topic? Should I talk about everything? I want to share everything about my life. Listen, if you want to grow a channel this year, you're going to want to focus on a topic, one topic that you can talk about consistently on your channel so that you're able to see growth. This is going to help you with 2 things. Number 1, it's going to help you to get subscribers. Okay, you can have one popping video that does really well, that goes viral, and people will watch it. Then they'll go to your channel and see something about a totally different topic, and then they'll leave because they came there for that topic of that one popular video. And so the quickest way to get subscribers is to talk about the same thing over and over and over again because they want to stay to learn more. Now, don't just choose any niche. I say that it's important to, number 1, talk about what you're passionate about, so that way you're able to easily make more content on that topic. But then also, like, take all of your interests, whether it's cooking, finance, health and wellness, working out, business, hair, whatever your interest is, go to YouTube and put one of your interests in the search engine. Is there a current demand for what you like to talk about? Put one of your interests in the YouTube search box. I would look up the first interest, cooking. Are there videos that are relevant and recent? Is there a current demand for what you're interested in? And if I see that there's a lot of videos that are doing really well in the last couple of years, then that can be a safe niche for me to go with. I might also look up hair. And if I see that the hair subject matter on YouTube is not really picking up a lot of traction, the videos are more so from like 3 or 5 years ago, then I may not go with that interest because there may not be a current demand for that interest. So you want to choose a niche, and you can choose your niche based off of what you're passionate about, and then vet your passions by looking to see if there's a demand when you search for that topic on YouTube. Number 2, you should definitely start with how-to videos. So a video like this, I'm telling you how to do something, because the fact of the matter is people come to YouTube to either be entertained, but mostly to learn. If they don't know you yet, they may not look for your vlog. They may not watch your vlogs, but people will look up how to do something, how to sew something, how to start a YouTube channel, how to cook a recipe, how to do your budget for 2025 or whatever year you're watching this video. And so how-to videos are some of the best ones to start with because they just seem to go, I don't want to say viral, but for me, in my experience, my how-to videos get the most amount of views. And so to figure out what your first 5 to 10 how-to videos will be, again, you want to use YouTube as a search engine. So when you go to youtube.com and you put in your topic, let's say cooking, when you put it in the search, before you press enter, those first few that show up there, these are some of the most highly searched for terms, topics, or questions or videos that people are looking for right now under your subject matter. And so the things that pop up in that search engine before you press enter can be some of your first how-to videos. So choose a niche and then choose your first 5 to 10 how-to videos. A question I get often is, how often should you post? And I always say, when I'm in my growing phase, 2 videos a week is perfect. Either every 3 to 4 days, I'm posting a new video, and this is keeping you top of mind on the YouTube algorithm and for those who are actually watching your videos. Number 3, what worked for me, this is how I got my video that got 300,000 views. Y'all, this time last year, my YouTube channel was dead. Okay, I've been monetized twice. And the first time I was monetized, I lost my monetization because I was off of YouTube for about a couple of years. And so this time last year, what I'm telling y'all to do is what I did, okay? I was sitting like, how can I get monetized again? How can I, get people to see my videos? And when I did this third step, number 3, which is doing the research and implementing through the research, that video now has over 300,000 views. It's brought in thousands of dollars to my bank account this past year. It helped me to get monetized 2 weeks later, all because I did the research. So what research am I talking about? You need to know not just what video to do, because you can have a really, really good video, but if your title and thumbnail are not up to par, YouTube won't push your video out and it'll be like you did all that work for nothing. So it's not just enough to make a good video. You need to have the proper packaging, is what I call it, which is your title and your thumbnails. And so in order to figure out your title and your thumbnail, do research. So let's say you made a video on cooking a 5-minute dinner. I would go on YouTube and search 5-minute dinner. I want to know what's worked in the past. I'm not going to steal anybody's idea. I make my own video from my own experience and my own expertise. But when it comes to the title and the thumbnail, I need to know what is working. So I'm going to look up 5-minute dinners, and I'm searching for videos that are relevant and recent. Relevant meaning it has over 100,000 views. So 100,000 views or more, people are clicking on that video. But also recent, like within the last year, this video went out. That means that right now, this video is performing well. So I will go and I will search up my video topic, and I will try to screenshot at least 3 videos that are relevant and recent. And when I screenshot those 3 videos, I put it on a Google Doc, and I'll show y'all here. I'll put it on a Google Doc, and then I'm going to do a few things. Now, I do mine the old-fashioned way. I'm very analytical. So I will look at those 3 videos and say, okay, what do these videos titles have in common? What words, phrases, or themes do these 3 titles have in common? And then the same thing for the thumbnail. What pictures, colors, or imagery do these 3 thumbnails have in common? And whatever common themes I see between titles and thumbnails, I'll take that and put it in my title and in my thumbnail. Now, this is my analytical approach. It's worked the best for me. But let's say you're not as analytical. You can also do this process with ChatGPT as well. So for example, I would still go and get 3 videos that are recent and relevant, right? We know what recent and relevant means. And I would go on ChatGPT. I would say, I'm doing a video on blank. So I'm going to use the example of 5-minute dinners. Doing a video on 5-minute dinners. Then I'll say, here are some well-performing titles. So then I'll copy and paste the titles from those 3 videos that did really well. You want to also make sure in your title, you're saying something that is specific about your video. So list out some of the specific things about your video, because see, your video may be totally different than their video. If I'm doing 5-minute dinners, let's say they all are doing 5-minute dinners, but mine is also healthy. So then I'll say, my video is also about healthy recipes, quick recipes, delicious recipes. End it with, what are some SEO titles that I could use for my video? And so this is the same thing as me doing it on my own. ChatGPT can do the work for you. And then you can see what titles Chat gives you to try. Now, when I'm doing this process, one of the things that's on the next step number 4, is to test, and do even more tests, okay? You want to test these things out. This, what I'm telling y'all, is not a magic formula, A, B equals C. No, this is like real work. And so when I say you want to test this out, you always want to have at least 2, if not 3 different titles that you can try. And you want to have 2 or 3 different thumbnails you can try. And so, because if that first title you use it and it doesn't work, you don't get the views you want. And I'll tell you some metrics to look out for. But if you post that first title and it's not doing well, okay, no sweat. I ain't tripping. I'm going to go and try the next one. This is just a matter of seeing what works. And this is how you learn and grow, y'all, I promise you. And so ChatGPT, if you do the ChatGPT route, it'll give you a few different options. Get all those options and save it for yourself, because then you're going to test these things out. So like I said, number 4 is to do test after test after test. And you're testing a few things. Number 1, you're testing titles and thumbnails. So like I said, you can probably have 3 different titles, 3 different thumbnails. Now we need to see what actually works. We need to see which title and thumbnail is going to get us on the YouTube homepage. It's going to get us those click-through rates. If you guys have been doing your research, you probably know some of these things already, but your CTR is your click-through rate. This means what % of people, when they see your thumbnail on the YouTube homepage, your video pops up for them because of whatever reason, do they click on it? Usually a good click-through rate is based upon your thumbnail. So just write down and remember these two things when you're in your testing phase. A lot of times you have to test out and try different thumbnails and try different titles to see what's going to get people actually clicking and watching your video. If you have a low click-through rate, a healthy one is about 5%. If 5% of the people who see your video click on it, you have a 5% or above, 6%, 10% click-through rate, then you're good. So if your click-through rate is low, when you're checking your analytics and you see that you have a click-through rate of like 3%, this means that people are seeing your video, like they're seeing it on their YouTube homepage, but they're not clicking on it. With the low click-through rate, you want to change your thumbnail. Usually changing your thumbnail for something that's more captivating, something that's more interesting, something that's more clear, something that's more like shocking, surprising. Go through YouTube and see what thumbnails catch your eye and take note of that. When you have a low click-through rate, you want to try a new thumbnail. Now, let's say you have a high click-through rate. So I had a video, I think my last video, and it had a really high click-through rate. Like people were clicking on that video. I had like a 7% click-through rate, which is high because normally I get like 5% or sometimes lower. And so I had a high click-through rate, but I had very low impressions. This meant that YouTube was not sending my video out to anybody. So impressions is if you go on youtube.com and your eyes see, like your computer screen sees my video, I just got an impression. I may have 1,000,000 impressions and then 100,000 video views. So impressions means that my video showed up on a million people's screens some way, somehow. On the side, on the thing, they scroll past it, whatever. But then 100,000 people clicked and actually watched that video. That means that 10% of the people clicked on that video. I have a 10% click-through rate. Okay, so sometimes you can have a really high click-through rate, but your video views are so low. I'm like, okay, people are clicking to watch the video, so why are my views so low? That's because you have really low impressions. YouTube is not even sending your video out to a lot of people. And so if that happens, check your impressions. If that happens, that means that you need to change your title. Your title is not sending out your video. Your title, those keywords, that's where the SEO matters. And I can talk about SEO, y'all, for a trillion years. I'm going to do a YouTube Q&A next week. So if you have questions about this process, just put them down below. But essentially, like your title and the words in your title, it tells YouTube what your video is about. So if someone's searching for something based off of your title, that video should pop up. And if that video pops up on my screen, you just got an impression. And so if you have a high click-through rate, it's 5% or above, but you still have a low amount of views, change out your title. You should have many titles and then give it 24 hours and see, now am I getting more views? And so typically I will change my title and my thumbnail after I post the video every 24 hours or so. Okay, so you want to test that out. But also, one of the things that I learned last year that you want to test out on YouTube is your topic. So although, let's say my channel is about cooking, right? That's my niche, is cooking. There's so many things I can talk about as it pertains to cooking. I can do cooking healthy foods. I can do cooking fast foods, like something quick. I can do meal prepping, meal planning. I can do cook with me. I can do vlogs. So there's so many styles of videos within your niche you could do as well. And so as you're in this growing phase of growing your channel, you really are focused on testing out to see what topic, what style of video do they resonate with the most. And so I may post a video about cooking with me, like make this meal with me. Then I next would do a video on meal prepping. Then next I will do a video on healthy meals, because I want to see which topic resonates most with my audience. And the number one thing that worked for me last year and as I'm growing my channel is when something works, you stick with it. Okay, here's a real example. On my channel, I talk all things business, growing a brand, growing a business, and turning your passion into income. And you can do that through a lot of ways. You can do that through YouTube, by understanding brand strategy, by selling ebooks, by selling courses. And so as I was growing my channel last year, I sat and I did videos on each of the topics that I care about. And every time I talked about ebooks, baby, I would get hundreds of thousands, 20,000 plus views. So I would get so many views every time I talked about ebooks. But I'm passionate about branding. I'm passionate about growing community. I'm passionate about just unique ways to make money online. I would post those videos, what I wanted to talk about, and I would get 1,000 views, 3,000 views, 700 views. But when I went and talked about ebooks, ding, 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 10,000 views. I'm like, okay, girl. So honestly, you have to test out different topics. And then if you want to grow, you want to focus on what works. Number 5, you want to focus on the viewer. This is very strategic. You should focus on the viewer because, like, hey, people are watching your channel, like, focus on them. Also, for growth, more importantly, engagement is what boosts your videos to the home screen as well. So if you get a lot of likes and comments on your videos, YouTube sees that people actually care about your video. People actually care about your content. They're going to boost your video up and you'll get even more views. One of the ways to encourage engagement on your channel, on your videos, is to ask questions. So earlier I said, hey, anybody have any questions? If so, comment them down below. So by me asking questions, people are going to start commenting under my videos. And as people comment under your videos, number one, you're boosting engagement. But then also you want to make sure you respond to every comment as you see them, because that also then encourages other people to comment, which then also continues to boost engagement. Sometimes I'll go back and just respond to a bunch of comments and then I'll see that that video gets a bunch of views out of nowhere because there's engagement happening on that video. Okay, number 6. You need to know that this is real work. You probably can tell all the work I actually put behind my channel. I feel like a scientist, like for real. And I'm sitting here doing all this analysis and testing. So I want you to understand that this is not like a cakewalk. Unless you just happen to, I don't know, be a celebrity or people know you or you're just this baddie or whatever, I don't know. Unless you're just doing something super crazy, it's gonna take time to grow. And so a lot of people are like me. We're just normal, okay? Showing up as our normal, authentic selves. Like, you gotta put in the work to grow this channel. And as all these social media platforms change, like people flock back to YouTube. So it's like really, really crowded right now, which is not too late for you to start, y'all. I reinvent myself on this platform all the time. So you can as well. So come on and do it. Do something that you actually care about. It's not all about money, but I'm gonna teach y'all how to make money though. I will do that. Be willing and ready to put in the work because this is real work. But I promise you, if you do these steps, baby, you're going to see so much growth this year. Like, I can almost guarantee it. Set a realistic goal for yourself. I know I have my goal. I want to share it, but set a realistic goal for yourself and then don't stop until you hit the goal. Lastly, this is like a little bonus one. If you stayed this long, here's a bonus. How can you make money from this thing? So we obviously know that if you get, a certain amount of subscribers and watch hours, you can get ads on your videos. So I make a lot of different money from YouTube in different ways. One of them is obviously through like the ads on my videos that you guys have seen. Also, I'll get brand deals here and there. We'll probably do more this year. And then I also sell other things. So just know that if you want to make money from this app, you totally can. First, focus on this. Focus on growing. Focus on building a community of viewers, like building a real audience. Talk to people. When they talk to you, talk back. But also know that this could all lead to something else, no matter what you're talking about. As you're in this growing phase, learn your audience. Look at the questions that they're asking. Write those things down for later. I always say every question you get can turn into another video or it can turn into a product or service. And then as you are learning your audience, give it a few months to see real growth, and go live and talk to them. Like, that's my favorite thing about YouTube, is like talking to the people. And as you talk to them, learn what they like, and then you can develop products or services that they are specifically interested in. If you are here to grow your business, it's important to learn your audience and then create things that you know they would be interested in. So I said it before, I've been on this app, on this platform for a number of years, and I've reinvented myself many times. And so the first thing I ever talked about was my faith. I'm Christian. I love talking about Jesus, God, and all of that. Okay. And so I incorporate that when I can in my videos as well. And so as I was just getting started on YouTube, I shared about my faith and I shared about my business and I shared about my life. And then when I was ready to sell something, I actually created a devotional. I also created a faith-based t-shirt in my clothing store. And so based off of my audience and their interest, I was able to create things and sell it. A large portion of my videos in the first few years of me being on this platform was about me growing my online boutique, which I haven't done in a while, and I might bring it back this year, who knows. When I was talking about boutique life, I then sold ebooks and courses on how to start an online boutique. And then I started talking about YouTube and business and turning your passions into income. And so I have a number of courses, like I have a YouTube course, I have an ebook guide, I talk about the things. And then based on the interest of my audience, I can create products and services. So just know this is just the beginning. This year can literally be your year. It's going to take consistency. It's going to take work, but the work can start right now, literally. And as you are learning and applying these things and growing, it's going to be so fun because like a video can get 300 views, it can get 100 views, it can get 5,000 views, it can get 500,000 plus. But no matter how many views your channel gets, there are people on the other side of that. So just remember that even if you only get 5 views, 5 people have seen you. Even if you only get like 2 comments, there's 2 people talking to you. So I know we see people who have, millions of subscribers and making all this money, but let this be a personal, fun journey for yourself. Like this can be a hobby for you. You can start, get on this platform, do what we're doing here, talk to people, share your interests and your hobbies and your passions, and talk to people, grow with them. And before you know it, you have a whole thing you've built, and it won't take long at all. Next week, I'm going to do a Q&A about all things YouTube. So if you have any questions, just write them down below. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you guys give it a thumbs up. It helps my videos. And also subscribe if you're new to my channel, because we have so many videos coming up this year, this month, about YouTube, about making money on this platform, about creating and growing a business. And so I cannot wait to talk to you guys more about these things, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.